Hello, first graders. Welcome back. This is week 8, day 1. For today's lesson, you will need your thinking cap, your listening ears, a pencil, and this Unit 2 assessment informative writing sheet. You'll receive this from your teacher. If not, that's okay. You can grab a lined piece of paper. You won't need both, just one or the other. Pause the video so that you have time to gather your materials. Then press play when you're ready. Okay, learners, hopefully you have your materials gathered. Let's get our bodies and our minds all warmed up with a little game. Today we're going to play Bird Simon Says. For this game, I will give you a command, and if it begins with the words Simon says, then you are to follow the command. If you don't hear the words Simon says, then you don't follow the command. We've played this game before, so hopefully it sounds familiar. Go ahead and stand up, making sure that you have safe space around you. All right, we'll do a test one to start us off. Simon says, peck your beak like a bird. Good. You should follow the command because it started with the words Simon says. Now let's start the real game. Simon says, flap your wings like a hummingbird. Good. Your wings are quick. Simon says, stop. Walk like a peacock. I didn't say the words Simon says. Simon says, scoop up fish with your beak like a pelican. Good job. Stop. I didn't say Simon says. Paddle in the water like a mallard duck. Oh, I almost got you. I didn't start with Simon says. Simon says, soar like an eagle. Good job. Good job listening to those directions. Thank you for playing Simon Says with me. You can have a seat. Hopefully your mind and your body are all warmed up for today's lesson. We will be starting with our learning targets. We have 2 targets today. Our first one says, I can plan my informative paragraph by choosing evidence from research to use in my writing. Wow, that's a big target. Let's read that one again. I can plan my informative paragraph by choosing evidence from research to use in my writing. Informative paragraph? Writing that informs the reader uses facts and details about a subject. So we'll be planning a writing piece that's all about facts and details. And we'll get those facts and details from the research that we've gathered. Let's look at our second learning target. I can draft the focus statement, detailed sentences, and a conclusion statement of my informative paragraph using evidence from my research. Learners, do you remember a few weeks back, you helped me to write an informative paragraph? That's right, we wrote it together. Today, we're going to be planning your informative paragraph, where you're going to be writing it on your own. Then you will draft the first part of the focus statement and detailed sentences. We'll also talk about the conclusion statement, but you won't have to finish it all today. We just want to get a good start on our draft. Before we even start looking at our informative paragraph, let's reflect on our unit. What are some things that we have learned about feathers and about beaks during this unit? What are some things we have learned about feathers and beaks? Ooh, I know. I'll go first. We have learned that feathers have many different jobs that do different things. Can you add on to my reflection? Good. What about beaks? What have we learned about beaks? And during our learning throughout this unit, we have used two different texts. Do you remember the names of the text that we used? That's right. We have been looking at beaks and feathers, not just for flying. These were our sources, our resources. We pulled evidence from these texts. We've had so much learning about feathers and beaks, and that means that we are ready to write about feathers and beaks. Today, we are going to be writing an informative paragraph. You will get to choose whether you want to write your informative paragraph about feathers or about beaks. Within the informative paragraph, there are a few parts. This chart should look familiar to you because we've used it before. This chart helps us focus on different sections of the paragraph. For example, when you're writing the first sentence of your paragraph, you'll be writing a focus statement. It tells the big idea of your piece of writing. Nod your head if you remember finding and writing a focus statement before. Next comes detail sentences. The detail sentences help the reader understand the focus statement. You'll need one sentence that describes the first body part and a sentence that tells what the body part does. So if you're choosing beaks, you're talking about beaks for the body part. And if you choose feathers, you'll be talking about feathers in your detail sentences. You'll need a second set of detail sentences that describe either more details on your body part or a different body part. And of course, at the very end, we wrap up our informative paragraph by writing a conclusion. It wraps up your piece and reminds the reader of the big idea. Go ahead and get out your informative paragraph paper. Remember, if you don't have one of these from your teacher, just get out a lined piece of paper. That works too. At the top of the paper, it says, my body part, circle 1, beaks or feathers. Now, I chose to circle beaks when I did this work. If you have a lined piece of paper, at the top of your paper, write either beaks or feathers, whichever one you want to write about. I'll say that direction again. At the top of your lined piece of paper, write the word beaks or feathers, depending on which one you want to write about. I'll give you a moment to do that. And if you have this paper, you'll circle beaks or feathers. Okay, you're going to have to follow very closely along our lesson today so that you know just what to do. Now, I have already filled out my informative paragraph. Don't copy mine. This is my thinking. You'll do your thinking on your own. Your first sentence should be your focus statement. In the box, I wrote, "Birds use their beaks to help them survive." This sentence tells my reader the big idea of my whole entire page. If you're working on a lined piece of paper, you're going to write a sentence at the top that tells me the big idea for your paragraph. Either feathers or beaks help birds survive. Next, I wrote a detail sentence. Mine says, "Some birds have sharp beaks. These beaks help birds to crush seeds to eat." So, learner, what I did here was I thought about my focus statement and I found one piece of evidence. So, birds use their beaks to help them survive. Well, how do they use their beaks? Well, some birds have sharp beaks, and these beaks help the birds to crush seeds. My detail sentence supports my focus statement. If you're feeling a little confused or overwhelmed, go grab a grown-up to help you. This sentence will come next. Remember, you're just watching right now. You're not writing yet. For detail sentence number 2, I wrote, "Other birds have long and pointy beaks. These beaks help them pick fish out of the water to eat." This sentence, again, supports my focus statement. And last but not least, my conclusion statement. This sentence wraps up the entire informative paragraph. My sentence reads, "Birds use their beaks to help them eat." I have 4 sentences in my informative paragraph. We have written an informative paragraph, and we've analyzed an informative paragraph, and now it's your turn to write one. Hopefully, you'll be able to do this independently. If you're using this worksheet, you will fill in each box of the paragraph. If you are using a piece of paper, you will write 4 consecutive sentences: a focus statement, detail sentence 1, detail sentence 2, and a conclusion. For independent work today, you will use this template or a plain piece of paper to write your informative paragraph. You do not have to finish this today. This is a lot of work. But I would like you to at least choose your body part, write a focus statement, and a detailed sentence. This will help you get a good start on your independent work. If you're feeling a little confused, grab a grown-up and ask them to sit with you as you choose beaks or feathers and start to write your paragraph about how beaks or feathers help birds survive. I believe in you. You can do this informative writing. We've been working so hard to get to this lesson. Once you have completed the focus statement and detail sentence, you can check off both of your learning targets. You have planned your informative paragraph, and you've started your draft. I'll leave this here so that you can take a minute to review what you should be doing for your independent work. Good luck getting started on your writing. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.